What's up, guys? We're back again with another FPL video. And why am I doing this year? Because I got more time on my hands and I want to do things that I love. So, I'm gonna do my analysis on my FPL team and how I want to approach the game weeks as they come forward. Of course, this game week has been not the best. Of course, 66 points is not one of the best, but it's not really a very bad season as well, a bad weekend as well. So I'm definitely looking at alternatives to opt for a strong weekend. But the target is to become better and better and better. And this week, not with the best game week rank of 500k, so not the best. But I think my transfers, Haaland to Solanke and Haaland to Solanke and who did I have for defense? Okobore to Trent was a good move because obviously I gained about 16 points from that. But we still do not know what is going to happen with the Solanke points. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how that goes today later on, because they said that they're going to replay the match. So let's see if Solanke will be able to get his points back. But yeah, that is the exciting part of this week. I think this week has been a good week, not the best week. We still lost points to our main challengers, but it's on the right foot forward. So let's see what we can do next week, which is the target, of course. And looking at my team now, it has a lot of money because Haaland is out of play at the moment. So obviously, if you look at the team that is there, it does look very strong in all areas, because defense, we have Trent, we have Shimikas, we have Trippier, we have a playing defender, we have two playing defenders, which I don't really normally like to have playing players on the bench, but we do have playing players on the bench at the moment. But from anywhere else on that pitch right now, I think it's if you want to say a player that is a weakness, would be Almeida. But if I look at all the players in my team at the moment and where I think a particular player from other FPL teams will affect me, is definitely in the mid. I definitely feel that in the mid we need to get somebody that can be in there and can play really, really well. That has to be the priority. This week we lost points from Gordon and Lascelles, and I think those two were the big keys, and that's why we see a lot of 72 pointers. So moving forward, I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I have to make changes to my team. I need to play a little bit more defensive, but at the same time, a little bit more forward thinking. And that's the plan for this week. So my plan for me this week is to buy another midfielder. As you can see, I have 7.6 million now in the bank, and we can get almost 90% of the midfielders in FPL. But obviously, at this point of time, we need to play a little bit of a defensive game. And when I say defensive game, means getting a player where most of the people have, and they are doing maximum damage to me. So that is a player that I want to have, and a player that I want to buy and try and cover off that threat, that looming threat. So the player I'm looking at the moment is Anthony Gordon. Now, he has been a player on massive form at the moment. He used to be an Everton player, but he is a player that was on massive form in the last couple of weeks, and you can see in the last couple of weeks he scored about 6 points, 6, 2, 2, 10, 13. So he's been doing maximum damage to me, into my team. Him and Mbomo are the two big killers for my entire FPL team this season, because obviously I decided to play with the 3-4-3 formation. So that's why I had to accept that I'm not going to play with a fifth midfielder, and without that fifth midfielder, obviously I lost points in those couple of weeks. But I think now it's coming back to that situation where I need to switch up my gameplay and play a little bit more defensive, as I build more from the defensive point of view. And with even, for example, the African Cup and the Asia Cup going to be out of they're going to be out of my teams pretty shortly. Son and Salah, game week 20, they're going to be out pretty shortly. So I need to plan for that. I need to be ready for that. And then I'll get a lot of money on the team. So I need to be making sure I use every bit of money for the whole team and making sure that I don't waste a single bit of it. So I think Anthony Gordon is definitely on my short list this week. He's a no-brainer switching into this team. Who obviously I'll switch it back to a 3-5-2 formation, which will be my 5-man midfield, which is at the moment very template. But you have to say that this 5-man midfield is one of the best that is currently in the FPL templates, because there's no other midfielder that you can really put their name out in that 5 and say, okay, maybe I can take one of them out. Maybe Palmer, but Palmer has been getting really, really good returns, and this week he got 14 points, and he's so cheap, so it's a no-brainer to buy him. But the critical question is, Anthony Gordon, is he a buy now, or is he going to be a future... Should I buy him now? That's the big question, and switch up my formation. And I think the answer is yes, because I think Newcastle is going to have some very sweet fixtures coming up. And every single game that they play at home, he seems to have a very good record there. So I think Anthony Gordon has to be one of those players that I'm looking at the moment, just to do a little bit of covering, at the same time minimizing any damage from any potential midfielders. But I think if I want to be aggressive, the next midfielder I probably will be getting will be Kudus from West Ham. Now, he's obviously scored a few goals, and 2 goals, in fact, in the last game week. And he's a fantastic player. He's obviously playing in a cam position at the moment, with Bowen more playing a little bit slightly forward. But I don't think West Ham fixtures are really the best going forward, and that's why I don't believe that there's anybody that can really... I don't want to say challenge Gordon in that 5th midfield position, but I just feel that the games coming up, Manchester United at home, Arsenal away, those are 2 difficult fixtures. And I don't see that at the moment. I don't see me getting him at the moment, but maybe in game week 20 when Salah is going to the African Cup of Nations, and with Son going to the Asia Cup, maybe then I'll get Kudus for Salah and so on. But at the moment, I just feel that you can't pick past Gordon. That's the critical thing, and I think that is really how my transfer is being planned this week. But obviously, it is a boring transfer and everybody seems to have it, and that's where I will definitely struggle with a little bit of differentiation at the moment within the team. But I think my differentiation within the team will be my defense. If you look at the defense, Trent is really, really low owned due to its price. 8.2 million for a defender is absolutely crazy. And Trippier, I don't think many people have those 2 defenders in the team. But because we have the money now, we can afford to buy those 2 premium defenders. So I'm planning to use them accordingly, and hoping that they can do damage to my team. Do damage to my opponents moving forward. But I definitely think Anthony Gordon is the way to go with the good fixtures coming up. Strike force, I don't think I'll be changing anybody. I think I'm pretty happy with my strike force. Alvarez hasn't really got fantastic goals, but he's got assists here and there. And last week he scored a goal that was offside. And when players score goals that are offside, I always feel that the goals are coming. The goals are definitely coming. And I think Julian Alvarez, he'll be one to watch in the next few game weeks. He will be one of those players that everybody will be wanting to get when if Haaland is still not fit. So I think this will be my team for this week. I think a lot of people this week has also bought a defender called Pedro Porro. And he's a phenomenal defender because he takes all set pieces. He takes set pieces, corners, everything. And he's a very good defender to have, and he's been a really, really good defender. As you can see, he's a BPS magnet. What do we mean by that? Because he's always getting a lot of bonus points for the team. So he's also one defender that I'm looking at. But at the current moment of time, with the Everton being a very, very strong team, I don't think I will buy him more than Gordon. And that's just the preferential way I like to play the game. I like to buy attacking players. I don't like to focus on defense. That could come back to bite me long term. But right now, I have to say that Pedro Porro is not really on my radar as a player that I want to buy. He's a player that I'm looking at monitoring. But I got to hope that Everton, Brighton, okay, Bournemouth, there might be a clean sheet there, but those will be the teams that I'll be looking at and will be thinking, hopefully that they can get one goal and wipe out the clean sheet. But let's see. This will be a player that I'm looking at, but I don't think it's worth it to take a -4 to move into that zone at the moment. So let me move over to my live FPL transfer planner and let me show you guys my plans for this week. So as I said, this week obviously Semedo coming out, Trippier comes in, Almeida comes in for Alvarez comes off for Almeida, and we're gonna sell Almeida for Gordon. Okay, so this will be the team, the targeted team, and the predicted team, and the projection team that I'm gonna be having. Obviously, hopefully everybody stays fit, and then I don't need to make an extra substitution or whatsoever. But this probably will be the team for this week. I can't really see myself deviating from this move. It's just a cautious insurance play. I might just take out Shimikas for Semedo because I just feel Chelsea do struggle away from home. And do I really want to have two defenders playing against one of the best attacks in the Premier League, Arsenal? So that's a big question I would really want to ask myself. But if not, I think this is a phenomenal looking team, with or without, even if I put Shimikas inside. But Shimikas is so attacking as a defender that it does scares me a little bit not playing him. So that's a player that I'm definitely looking at. Now, let's say we go into next week, and this will be how the team looks like. See, he's loading. So the team looks phenomenal. I still think that the team looks really, really good. I don't really need to make any transfers whatsoever. Look at all the green lights on the team. It's just a statement of how strong the team currently is. And I definitely think that this team is the way forward until, of course, that game week 20 where Salah goes to the Africa Cup of Nations and Son goes for the Asia Cup. I think it's game week 21, yeah. So that will be the game week that will be interesting for me to take note. But even then, I think this team, if I just play this team like this, or even if I took Watkins off for Julian Alvarez, I think that that's still a really, really good looking team, and a team that I'll be looking forward to play against my opponents. So let me know what you guys think. Obviously, currently leading my Master League by, I think, 30 plus points. So let's see what the others do to try and out-tactic me. Catch you guys next time. Bye.